Lately, it seems like a new slice of life farming sim is coming out every week, and I'll be honest, I couldn't be happier. Join Big Daddy Gaming as we take a look at Deiland Pocket Planet Edition for the Nintendo Switch in this latest video review. Is it Deiland? 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 I'm not sure, but I'll stick with Deiland. In a lot of simulation games, they don't have an overarching narrative, and the plot is really left to you to write yourself as you play. But in Deiland, you play as Arco, the prince of the minor planet Deiland, and things seem innocent enough when you start out. Arco is the planet's sole inhabitant and caretaker. Soon, a passing spaceship arrives with a visitor. Arco gradually learns about the surrounding world and his own world from this and many other visitors. There's a few plot devices that drive the story forward. Eerie dreams encroach at night. A unique cast divulge information through dialogue, and an ancient book, which you have to piece together page by page, reveal more details. All in all, the story was relevant to the setting and did a decent job making you care about the young prince and his tiny planet. The only drawback for this narrative style is the lack of control over customizing your character. You can pick the stats that you increase when you level up, but you can't choose your gender or appearance. Deiland Pocket Planet is a farming simulation game with light RPG elements. You have an entire planet to yourself to design with limited customization. Your home, fishing pond, and farm, and some other things are designated to specific areas. There's not a ton of freedom in where you can place things, but that didn't stop the gameplay loop from being addictive. You grow crops, harvest trees, and mine rocks. There are 4 seasons with a day and night cycle. Deiland is meant to be a relaxing jaunt, making it ideal for handheld sessions on the Nintendo Switch. You don't have to water your crops, you can ignore visitors, you can take things as fast or as slow as you would like. Some quests required me to plant during winter, so I'd have to wait a full year before completing them. Very few things punish you in Deiland. Neglecting to eat and keep your hunger meter in check does affect your hit points, but never enough to really cause me a problem. Occasionally meteors will fall out of the sky, and you have to rotate the planet to make sure they don't land on any of your crops or your forest. At random times, monsters will turn up. They never really caused too much of a problem because they were really easy to dispatch. As addictive as the gameplay could be, there were times when it felt a bit thin. In order to unlock new recipes, you have to complete quests for your friends. A lot of the game was just waiting around for the right person or creature to show up. I really enjoyed Deiland from an artistic standpoint. The use of a spherical space was quite unique. When you move Arco around, the globe moves beneath you. It's a cool effect and made it possible to get to various places regardless of where you currently stood. You can also press the X button to zoom out and enjoy your world from afar while locating what you need. This mechanic also comes in handy for directing visitors where to land and avoiding meteors. The art and story meshed together to give the impression of a classic fairy tale. Likewise, the music backed up the fairy tale setting. It was a very peaceful and therapeutic experience. During my playthrough of Deiland, I experienced a lot of bugs, and not just the bugs that you squash in the game. There were a lot of bugs where the character would walk through objects, he couldn't use certain things, couldn't interact with characters. I would travel from one location to another and it would just be a blank canvas, and the only resolution was turning off the system and turning it back on. Rebooting fortunately did fix these issues, but it was still a nuisance. Deiland Pocket Planet is a charming micro-farming adventure. Its ambience is unique and creative. The story, characters, and world cultivate a relaxing landscape for players. The experience is short-lived, however, with little replay value and few customization options. The frequent technical spouts hammer an otherwise alluring game. If you're a fan of slice-of-life farming sims, then there's still unique elements worth checking out. It just doesn't feel as fully fleshed out as some of its counterparts on the eShop. At its core, it's a decent game, but with the bugs, it comes out just being an average experience.